beans or beans. Oh, helper, good. First we have 15 beans in the pot already cooked. Nice and mushy, all squished together. And as Patricia showed you, there's all kinds of wonderful things to be had from beans for birds. Most of all, musical toots, but that's another story. Beans, I did add garlic because it mixes well in with the beans at that point. Then she talked about her lentils. Lentils are lovely, lovely. They're like split peas or lentils, all right? And we have, about 4 cups. This is 1 package of lentils that she cooked up with our 15 bean mix. And we add those in together. Lovely. And then we stir, not with a whisk. To that, we add the barley, which she pointed out was 1 cup uncooked barley, and 2½ cups of water. And with that measurement, you get a nice crunchy, chewy barley mix that your birds Oh, I'm telling you, they don't teach you this at the Cordon Bleu. We didn't do a lot of beans there, you know. We just didn't. We did chickens and omelets and not a lot of legumes, but we will today. Now we've got the wild rice. This is wild and brown rice. Crunchy. And Patricia was quite right. It requires a big-ass pot to do this. It also requires several strong people to keep mixing it. I have no assistants today. All right. So we've got those goodies. You're going to get to taste sample this in a moment. Here we have the whole wheat pasta shells. And these are wonderful. These get mixed in with everything else because of all the little nooks and crannies in that pasta. It picks up all the other good stuff and stores it inside. But you just gotta keep mixing. All right. Now at this point, the only thing that is grain-like, really isn't a grain, is what you think is quinoa, but it's really pronounced quinoa. This is, it's not a grain, it's a vegetable. It has 7 of the most primary amino acids in it for you or your bird. But we will wait to add this till we've added everything else, because as Patricia pointed out, this will cling to everything. And as your bird eats a little bit of this, a little bit of that, they're bound to get the quinoa. So we will hold the quinoa. We'll go with the carrots. Now I did those in a food processor. But you can slice them, you can dice them, any way you like. This is about 6 stalks of celery with the tops. Here we have 2 yellow squash, 2 yellow zucchini. Mr. Gould, I think I'm going to need a stirring person here. Treat it like a salad, maybe.
Oh, we'll just rip into this.
We'll just
There's a big old bowl of bird chili.
That's right. In this we have 1 red pepper, 1 green pepper, and 1 jalapeno, because the birds like it spicy. Can you handle me adding this in there?
Absolutely.
In it goes. Now for my birds, they're quite snobby. They don't like green beans, and they only like peas if they're popped open so they can have the sweet, tender inside. But they do like sugar snap peas. So we add the sugar snap peas. But of course, if your birds like something else, that could certainly go in too. That pot big enough?
We're reaching critical mass.
2 more things to go in. Now, you know, the last time I made this, it was a bit soupy. Depending on how you cook your beans, I've been cooking a long time, as you know, and, well, quite honestly, I didn't measure the water. And so it was a little bit on the soupy side. But this time, I was very cautious, and when I made this recipe, the beans came out just the right stickiness. So we have a nice pasty type of food that the birds enjoy. And honestly, I think this pasty type, it actually sticks and dries better on the wall to clean up later. The runnier type just kind of, you know, oozes down. It's a much bigger mess.
And to the top of your bird's beak.
This is broccoli slaw. If you've never had broccoli slaw, you really should get some. Try it. It's in your produce section. It's already done for you. And the last wonderful thing we're going to try to add to this. Oh, yeah.
Need a bigger boat.
Well, do we have a bigger pot? Could we have like an extra large big ass
Yeah,
pot?
wheelbarrow.
Here we have cilantro, ginger, and more garlic. As far as my birds are concerned, there's not enough garlic in the world. But ginger, this is fresh ginger root. And if you've never dealt with fresh ginger root, it's an amazing thing to smell. It's an amazing root plant to deal with. And that smells
Sorry.
good.
Are you saying something?
There you go. Maybe we should just kind of pass this around. Yeah,
Oh,
wait.
that's good stuff.
The ginger root has a paper-thin outside that you use a vegetable peeler. And you can, safety first, walk away from you, peel it off. And it feels like kind of a raw potato when you get down to it. Then you can take that, you can slice it, dice it. I prefer to grate it. Wonderful. Oh, it's a big ass. Oh my God. Heaven help him.
This only weighs about 300
It is good. Wait to try it.
Come on now. Come on now. Gonna have to stir it.
Is there a fee for this comedy presentation?
You find cooking humorous? What are you afraid of? Cooking is the most basic thing on the planet. Where's my wine? Every cook should have wine, because even if it's not in the recipe, it
So
should
should
go
I
in the
make
cook.
a system?
We got the beans under control.
We're almost there.
Almost there. We're almost there. That's a lot of beans.
That's a lot of beans.
The whole idea is for you to enjoy yourself. This can become a family event. Invite the neighbors over. You can chop and dice and slice.
Get a really
and
big pot.
cook.
Stomp it.
You know, you could, what was the show with Lucy where they made the wine?
Right.
They were, yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
we could do the beans. Are we ready? Here comes the cilantro and the ginger and the garlic. Oh my gosh.
So good. So good.
One more thing to go in. Excuse me. The quinoa. Quinoa is going to be coating everything, so it must be stirred very well.
That's keen.
Well, it's wonderful. If it fits into your lifestyle doing it, you can do it. I myself, I cook every day, and I cook from scratch. As you know, Julia Bird always does. I mean, we wouldn't be caught dead at McDonald's, but if you're in a hurry, This is a way for you to cook all at one time and be done with it for quite a while.
I guess.
This is excellent. I think I could use you in my kitchen.
Yes, you could.
Can we get a shot of the pot there, please? Whoa. Whoa.
Patricia's son was talking about, that's actually those shell toxins that are coming up. But you don't have to have all the shells off, but the toxins float to the top, that's the scum. But on the lima beans, it's still, you know, for some reason, if you really had a small bird that went crazy for lima beans, you'd be in trouble because they are toxic. If they nibbled on it, the easiest way to do it is either